Let me take you back to a dusty little classroom in 5th grade, where the chalkboard was scratched and the windows rattled every time the wind kicked up. I was the kid in the back row, Tommy, the dreamer with a mop of messy hair and a habit of doodling instead of listening. Everyone saw me as the troublemaker, the one who'd never amount to much. My report cards, a sea of C's and D's. My parents, too busy arguing to notice me. Even my friends laughed when I said I wanted to build things, bridges, towers, maybe even a rocket someday. "You," they'd snort. "Stick to your scribbles, Tommy." But then there was Mrs. Harper. She rolled into our school like a quiet storm. Grey hair pulled tight in a bun, glasses perched on her nose, and a voice that could hush a room without yelling. She taught math, but it wasn't just numbers with her. It was stories about how bridges stand tall and planes soar. One day, she caught me sketching a wonky airplane instead of solving fractions. I braced for a scolding, but she just tilted her head and said, "That's got potential, Tommy. Ever think about making it real?" I blinked. Potential? Me? Nobody'd ever said that. She started slipping me extra assignments, not punishment, but challenges. "Figure out how high that plane could climb," she'd say, handing me a wrinkled sheet of equations. I'd grumble, but late at night, with a flashlight under my covers, I'd puzzle it out. She'd check my work, nod and say, "Good, now make it better." No one else cared, but she did. The day I brought in a rickety model plane, sticks and glue, wobbling like a baby bird, she didn't laugh. She put it on her desk, right next to her coffee mug, and said, "This is just the start, Tommy. Keep building." My buddies snickered, but I didn't care. For the first time, I felt seen. Not as the screw-up, but as someone who could do something. Years later, I'm an engineer, designing bridges that stretch across rivers. I still doodle sometimes, but now it's blueprints. And every time I drive over one of my bridges, I think of Mrs. Harper, her steady voice, her belief when mine was paper thin. She's gone now, but that model plane, it's on my shelf, a little beat up, a little crooked, just like me back then. She saw the potential when no one else did, and I'll spend my life proving she was right.